We're back, maybe. My internet keeps freezing because I live in the middle of nowhere. But also, everyone on my baseball team is dead now, so there's not much to talk about. The Yankees uh, duking it out with what is it? Chavez, Tejada, Hudson, Zito. You guys are playing the classic Oakland A's. Some 2K shit.
I mean, we're playing Mason Miller. That's important. That matters. Um,
He pitches one inning sometimes. I don't want to hear that.
Listen, I'm not here for your little pesky facts. All right, I'm not here for those. The fact of the matter is, he's their best player. I think
By far.
got to be right. Yeah, he's their best player. He's important, and they can't touch him. Like obviously, like fuck the other 8 innings. We're not here to talk about those. Couldn't touch him in the ninth. That's what matters here. It's a tough. He's tough to get. He's tough to make contact on in general. He's
He's
tough.
tough to do anything. He was someone I was very high on coming into the season. Obviously, didn't get him in my draft because I'm a coward. And his arm, I think he threw like 30 innings last year. I know they were trying him out as a starter. It looks like
He
they've
did.
abandoned that. And smart because he may be like the best high leverage weapon. If only the A's had high leverage situations, it would be a better weapon to have. But now I don't even know. I don't even know what to compare it to. I can't think of anything like it.
I mean, he's amazing. My problem was we knew the game was over as soon as he entered because the Yankees' offense, as of late, has been a lot of okay. We score in 1 inning, and then outside of that, good luck. Because I mean, Friday they won 5-1, five. It was it 5-1? No, 5-3, and they scored in 1 inning. Saturday they didn't score at all. Sunday they scored in 1 inning. Um, and then yesterday they scored in 1 inning. Yesterday they scored 4 runs in the first inning. I don't think they got a hit past the second inning of the game. Yes, they won. Ultimately, that's all that matters. The offense looks rough at the moment because nobody's hitting, and that's typically how this goes. Your offense looks rough and nobody fucking hits. Judge has been bad. He's been he's been bad in a not necessarily like aggressively bad manner because he's still walking like 1/5 of his plate appearances, which matters. But he has not been good. I think his swings yesterday looked better, so I choose to believe he's right around the corner, and he'll turn the corner soon. I choose to believe that. Glaber has not joined us in this season yet. I don't know what's
No.
going on. I don't know if this is just a blip. It might be. I don't know if this is free agency is right around the corner. I'm trying to get paid, big fella. Slump. I don't know what this. I don't know what it is. I have confidence in him. Rizzo, Fernando Tatis should be jailed for his crimes. That's all I have to say about that. Even though, again, as we mentioned last week, like it was a weird ass way to get a concussion in the first place, but Tatis did it. He should be jailed.
And
That's just what it is.
the Rizzo, we're not talking like 28-year-old Anthony Rizzo, you know what I mean? He's 34. Him having some sort of decline, I can't. And obviously, it's been terrible since that exact moment, but I don't know that it's still concussion. We don't know enough about concussions to say definitively.
Oh no, well we definitely don't, but we have a starting point for when this started to happen. Like, is it only this? No, hell, could it be he's fine, but he's just old? Sure, that could be the case because he's
Right.
34, as you mentioned. And with baseball players, when it goes, it just goes. Like
So fast.
there's no warning, there's no like, there's nothing. It's just when it goes, for the most part, it just fucking goes. So who knows with him? But ultimately they're what 16-8, whatever they are. They're winning. They're managing to keep it going. The offenses look largely rough. Anthony Volpe started the season like 50 for 51. He's been quite bad since. He's been quite bad since. Oswaldo, that started to come back to reality a little bit. He's been fine, but I've said on this show, I think that shit is as real as a $3 bill. Like it's just not real. It's fake. But
Right.
um, it's good in Yankee Land though, because if you're winning despite all of these little shit that you can, all the stuff that you can pick at, it's fine. But like Rizzo better get that shit together soon because he got a year left on his deal. They got Ben Rice in the minors. They like him. I don't know if they like him from a he might play this year perspective, but they could trade for a guy like he got to get his shit together soon.
That sounds like a very made up person.
Ben,
That's just Greg Bird, and he changed his name. Like that's not a real person.
we don't need to bring up Greg Bird.
It's
That's
the
the pros
same
guy,
guy.
man.
It's the same guy.
No.
Uh,
Ben Rice is going to be good in the pros.
for sure
I
not.
don't know that at
LeMahieu.
all, but like,
Yeah,
I'd
no,
rather think
definitely
that
not.
than he's going to be Greg Bird
No.
because Greg Bird hurt my
Spencer
feelings.
Jones, maybe. Ben Rice, no thanks.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. They're prospects.
Maybe.
We don't know.
Spencer Jones about to be the number one prospect in baseball in like 2 weeks. What you mean, maybe?
Probably not.
Yes, he will.
Probably
Have you
not.
seen him? He not whiffing no
Okay.
more. He not hitting the ball on the ground no more. Like, yeah, just I'm telling you.
He's not better than James Wood, so I don't know how he's leapfrogging him.
Yet.
Ever.
Yet.
Ever. Yet. Literally ever.
He's the white version of James Wood.
No, that's Roman Anthony. Like, so 0 for 2.
I mean, Roman Anthony doesn't have as much raw power as either of those two gentlemen do, but fair.
I don't know. Roman Anthony is one of those guys who was hitting, like, part of the reason he got drafted was he showed out in the perfect game. I don't know, game, week, series, whatever the fuck it was, and put one like 550 out of Colorado. So I don't know if that's factually accurate.
I said he didn't have as much. I didn't say he didn't have a lot.
All right. I don't remember Spencer Jones doing that.
It's
James
like
Wood has definitely
have
done
like
that.
70 grade raw power. He's like 65. Like, it's not a huge difference.
I don't know that James Wood starts with a 7.
Fair. That's a massive human being. Fair.
But when we left last week, I asked if the Orioles would leapfrog you guys. They have not. They still remain a half game back, despite playing a much more difficult schedule. The Red Sox are in third place. That doesn't make any sense. And everyone below them. Everyone below them should feel terrible, like genuinely terrible, because we're 3-7 at home. We're much more comfortable on the road. We'll continue to be more comfortable on the road. Willie Abreu is backpacking the offense right now. Masataka Yoshida has been stapled to the bench, despite the fact if you look through his game logs, he gets on base pretty much every game. You can't say that about 90% of the lineup. So they just hate his fucking guts. I don't really understand why. No idea. Like, genuinely no idea what happened there. Very frustrating. And then Tristan Casas shattered his rib cage at some point in time, and Alex Cora, every time he talks about it, like you would think he was in a funeral home. Like, I don't know I don't know if Tristan Casas is ever going to play baseball again, like, based on what Cora says.
First of all, I like Tristan Casas. I hate that he's hurt, but I saw Alex Cora talk about him twice. I'm like, bro, is he out for the year? That's how he sounded. Like, I'm just like, bro, you told me it was a rib injury, and I get it. Rib injury is going to be extremely painful. But bro, like, he's talking about him like just in the most somber manner possible. Like, relax, Alex, relax.
I don't think he'll ever walk again, based on how Cora's talked about it. Like,
are they about to tell me he's dead? Like, what are we talking about here? I thought the same thing.
He's still hitting opposite field home run with the cracked rib, which is absurd. Like, just genuinely absurd. But he took that swing and miss, and I don't know. It very much reminded me of like Nomar when he was on the Cubs, getting out of the box and just tearing his groin right off the bone, like an immediate. That's not great. And yeah, ever since it's just bad news after bad news, and I have no idea. It feels like when you watch sports as often as we do, we get accustomed to certain timetables, like, oh, he messed up his knee, that's 6 to 8 weeks. Oh, he's got a hamstring, that's anywhere from like a week to 2 months. Tommy John, all right, we'll see you in a year and a half, shit like that. Broken rib, like, I don't know if because he's a larger fella that makes it worse. I don't know if Rafaela broke a rib, would that be better? You know what I mean? Because he's 5'6", would that be, if he's got smaller ribs, does that mean anything? I genuinely have no idea. So yeah, I just expect to not see him anymore. And I've seen and talked to a lot of people who are like, yeah, man, this sucks for the offense. I don't give a fuck what it means for this year's team. I give a fuck what it means for me, the viewer, who's going to watch all of these goddamn games. He's one of the more enjoyable, if not the most enjoyable person to watch take at bats on the team. And now that's just gone. A year of his career. okay, I'm not penciling him into Cooperstown by any means, but when you start thinking long term, this is a prime year of like 30 home runs that aren't going to be on his resume. And then what's he look like next year? Is he ready for next year based on how they're talking about it? I couldn't have less of an idea of what's going to happen now. Like what happens with an extension? Do they sign that now because they think like he wants to speed that process up, or is that even more of a risk? Is a rib injury something that lingers? I have no fucking idea.
I, I, I mean, there isn't a world where he misses the year. I mean, I know we don't really know because again, ribs we don't know. I get it, but like, bro, it is April 24th. I'd be surprised if he
Sure,
missed the entire year, and I hope he doesn't. But it's tough, man. I hate that he got hurt. I hate that he fucked up his rib because again, we don't have a timetable, and I bet that shit's painful as fuck. So that sucks for everybody involved. But I mean, as far as what it means for this year's team, I think that you kind of hit the nail on the head. That's kind of really far down the list of meaningful shit here because
yeah, I don't
the Red
care at
Sox
all.
aren't really expected to do much anyway. But I mean, the Red Sox pitching staff has been incredible. On a bright note for you, they've been incredible. Um,
Whitlock
is
15
Bobby
day.
Dalbec getting at bats for y'all right now?
He's been getting at bats almost all season.
Oh, he has.
Oh
How's he
yeah.
been doing?
How do you think?
Damn, that's how you know it's bad when you answer a question with a question.
I mean,
you know it's bad.
credit to Bob. He's up there fighting. He's battling. He's making more contact. He'd been exclusively striking out going back to last year. He's now just like he's the most snake bitten person I can remember. Like he's hitting the ball hard. He's still barreling the ball when he makes contact. It's just going directly at people. And it's like if he ever gets out of this slump, and it's like a 2.5 season slump at this point, if he ever gets out of it, I have no doubt the barrel rate has to still be fine. Like he had an out the other day where he hit it like 115 miles per hour just in the third baseman's glove. Like the third baseman didn't have to move; he just caught it. He is also getting, and you've seen this with Judge, like the worst strike zone ever. Like he's getting, like it's already hard enough for him up there. I don't need the umpire widening Bob's strike zone because he's up there like like if he's swinging at bad pitches, now I'm angry at Bob. But if he's got a good eye and he's spitting on genuine like balls in the dirt, balls outside, and these umps are ringing him up, it's just like, dude, what do you like? This shouldn't be okay against anybody, let alone someone who's clearly scuffling. But even against like the top of the league, I know Soto went down on a pitch yesterday that Yankee fans everywhere were crying about.
Oh yeah, because he fucking took 6 pitches in the goddamn at bat, and none of them were strikes. So he got fucking rung up looking. But so I'm on Bobby's Fangraphs page. First of all, homeboy striking out 51% of his plate appearances, which
That's what yeah.
outrageous. And he has
It
a
should
WRC
probably
plus
be
of
like it should be like 38. I would genuinely chalk up 12% of that. And 38's not like great by any means. I'm
yeah,
not
obviously.
but like
I get the point.
like 10% of those are the umps just being like, no, you're out. Like we know how this ends, so go sit down. And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Why are we wasting our time here? We all know how this goes. And I'm gonna just save you a couple of pitches. I'm gonna save the pitcher a couple of pitches. We're gonna keep this in Mo. And he has a WRC plus of negative 54, which I don't think I've never seen a number that low in my life. But yeah, that if I had to watch Bobby Dalbec hit every day, I'd be upset too. So I get it.
Bob's the least of my problems because he's been holding down a hell of a first defensively. He's been playing like he's been filling in for Devers, and then once Casas went down, it was like I guess we'll put Pablo Reyes at third. He can't reach first from shortstop, let alone third base, so that's been fun. Bob's been battling at first. He's been battling in the box. I give all the respect in the world to Bob. Um, Again, this is someone he came up, and it's not a fair comparison to either of them. But when he came up, he was it 5 or 6 straight games with a home run. He had like the most home runs, and I can't remember the numbers. But it was like Gary Sanchez was the only other player, like in MLB history, to homer as frequently when he first started as Bob did. So like he came out of the gates as hot as possible. And then even in 21, his barrel rate was almost identical to Bryce Harper's. And I believe that was an MVP year for Harper. Like Bob has shown he can play at this level. And this guy just can't buy a hit to save his life. And it's hard to watch when you know he's capable, but at a certain point, when you're talking like 2-3 years of data of like, yeah, FIP and all these expected WOBAs and shit like that, all that's great, but if it's never actually materializing, like, what does it actually mean?
He simply doesn't make enough contact, and it
No.
sucks because homeboy has light tower power. Like just those type of players, I'll always have a soft spot for, and it sucks when it doesn't work because it's just like, yo, all we need is for you to just touch the baseball, bro. Just touch it, like just touch it. Like you touch it, it goes far. You touch it, and then it just for him, it just he essentially is left-handed Joey Gallo. I'm talking about now Joey Gallo, not 4 years
Sure.
ago Joey Gallo. It sucks.
I mean, he's like Willie Mo Pena. It's almost the same, except he can actually defend. Willie Mo couldn't do that either. But
Yes.
I don't know if he should just go up there and be crazy aggressive. Like first pitch, I'm swinging. I don't care really where the ball is. Like I imagine will fall into some hits that way.
Somebody like him should be more aggressive because if you're gonna strike out half the fucking time anyway, you might as well go up there and swing. Like
Right.
I get it. Like he does not have a bad eye. As you said, he doesn't have a bad eye.
No.
If you have that much whiff, like you might as well just swing, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Don't.
they don't.
You should
They
never have a
don't
called
even go
strike.
deep counts. So
There should never be a called strike against you. That was a waste of a pitch for the
fair.
batter. Like you
Fair.
should just
You
always
have
be
that
hacking.
kind of pop in your bat. Like they don't. The further you go into counts with the amount of times you whiff, the worse it is for you.
Tyler O'Neill came back last night. Last night, Cora said Devers will be back today. He was supposed to play yesterday, from everything everyone said. I haven't seen if the lineup's gone out yet. I'm checking that now. Uh, but Devers is also another one where people have got on him. I've heard about his contract a couple of times. Those are the stupidest fans in the fan base. Like, if you're complaining about Rafael Devers' contract, you're an asshole. Like, simple and plain. Like, you're just an asshole. I don't know what more you want. He's played. He's hit the ball hard. He's run into some bad luck as well, and he's been clearly hurt literally since the opening day. Like I don't know what people want from him. His defense is his defense. If you expected him to, this was the offseason, he was to become Gold Glove caliber. That was your fault. You're an idiot. Like I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know, don't know why anyone would think that. Like his defense is going to be bad. And to further that point about his contract, if people really want to talk about it, I don't think Red Sox fans have had the come to Jesus moment that they're not going to sign any position players. I'll give it 6, maybe 7 years. Like they're not signing anybody anytime soon. When you look around the diamond and you look at the prospects they've told you about, that they've bragged about, Abreu they talked about this year, and he's been scorching hot after I think he started like 0 for 30. He's been scorching hot since then. He's been unbelievable. He's going to be one of your corner outfielders. You look at Duran, he looks like you're right, especially after Casas goes down. He looks like your best overall player at the moment. Rafaela, you extended to a deal. You can play him wherever you want. Like he doesn't necessarily need to start, but his defense dictates he should start. So you got to figure out one of those guys because Anthony is only an outfielder. Like he can't play anywhere but outfield, and you're not going to DH him. That would be foolish too. And then you get to the infield, assuming Casas has a pulse, he's going to be your first baseman. You just acquired a second baseman, Vaughn Grissom, who should be up in about a week or so. Your shortstop's either Trevor Story or Cedar Rafaela if Anthony and those other two outfielders are your outfield. And then you look at third, it's going to be Devers for however long they want to put up with that, or he's going to DH. Your catcher is Kyle Teal and Connor Wong, who there's no space to sign anybody. In fact, you could argue they need to like DFA somebody to even have the space to play these guys. They're not signing any help anytime soon because especially Meyer, that's the other. I keep skipping over him. He's your shortstop. Like there's nowhere to play anybody. Like I don't know where Trevor Story plays in 2 years. And that's not me being like, I hate Trevor Story. That's like me being realistic. You can't put Trevor Story at third. He cannot reach first base. And it's a waste of his glove. And if Grissom's the guy you traded for, he's your second baseman. We know he can't play anywhere else unless you're going to move him to left. But the outfield's crowded. This is where it's like, is Yoshida Does he have a spot? Like, he doesn't have a spot on the team now, and they don't have anyone who can hit.
Didn't they sign Yoshida to a 6-year deal?
No, I think it was 4 or 5.
It was 4 or 5. Okay. So clearly in Boston, we could point to that and say it's a meritocracy if he's not playing every day. Like, they're not just going to run him out there just because his contract says X.
But he's also hitting better than the guys playing above him, so I don't know that it's a meritocracy.
But what about the defense?
He's our DH. You don't play defense at DH.
So who the fuck are they DHing now then?
We brought up, was it Taylor Heineman, like some 4-string catcher? He DH'd. He immediately got hurt as well. Yeah, no, they're just, and he hasn't even been in 2 games now when he's sat. He sat the last game of the Pirates series, and he sat the first game of this Cleveland series. They've brought in a left-handed pinch hitter, and both times it was Reese McGuire. And then Yoshida was the next lefty that they brought off the bench. So they're like not even looking at him as like, oh, you're the first one up if we need a lefty.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
I don't think they like him at all. And people can point to Heim as much as they want. Most of the front office is the same people who signed him. So they can try to do that, but the rest, outside of Breslow, it's the same front office.
Yeah. I mean, if they sign him, I want to say it was $15 million a year. Like, if he's then going to be a bench guy who you can't even sit here and say, yeah, he's the first left-handed here off the bench. And something went wrong somewhere, or they have an axe to grind. But you don't just have an axe to grind for no reason. So
no,
I'm assuming there's a reason for it.
He's gotten off to like everyone else in the world. He's gotten off to like not. He hasn't been lighting the world on fire. He's still sitting here with a 103 OPS plus. So at bare minimum, he's a league average hitter, which we do not employ a lot of at the moment. So that's where it's like, what are we even talking about? Like, what is going? Why can't this guy get at bats? And it was like, we faced Ben Lively yesterday. That's a righty. It wasn't even like, oh, it's a tough lefty matchup. No, it's not.
Who did the Sox play yesterday? It was Cleveland, right?
Cleveland, yeah. And Cam Boozer came in and was like, I don't really want to win this game. So that was fun. But yeah, you look around the roster, there's just no anyone expecting the Red Sox, oh, they'll spend in the future. No, they won't. And if anything, you could argue what Bailey's done with his pitching staff will further reduce spending because they'll be like, oh, we don't need to sign any pitchers if he can just do this with anybody.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if Roman, let's say Roman and Marcelo hit like their 80th percentile outcome, that's probably aggressive, but let's just say that they do that. But the argument then becomes, you just got to pay to keep them.
Sure.
Will Boston do that? Maybe they will, maybe they fucking won't. I don't know, but if they bring those guys up and they are successful, and the Red Sox are just like, hey, listen, the pitching side is handled. Craig and Andrew, they got that, right? And the hitting side, the position player side, we're just going to bring up our guys and sign our guys, and they are successful. I think everybody would be happy with that. Now,
you got to sign
takes a lot of shit to go right, though, at the same time.
Too much.
It takes too much to go right, and you're never going to have 9 position players just like, I feel great about everybody here. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen.
The Orioles do.
Fair.
The Orioles, I want them.
Every week is a different fucking promotion, bro. I'm so
yeah.
tired of them, bro.
I need them investigated. They're for sure using more than 26 roster spots. Like every day, they're every like, day, here's another guy.
Kowser, Jackson Holiday, who's the other one?
Kerstad.
Every fucking day, it's like, how many roster spots do y'all have?
It's crazy.
How many minor leaguers do y'all have? Shit.
They're all ready, too.
All of them. Somehow, all of them are fucking ready. So, like, how is your AAA team only 26 people?
Right. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make a lick of sense.
But they're still second place in the division. Bums. Anyways.
Story's on the 60-day. Hendricks is on the 60-day. Giolito's on the 60-day. Chris Murphy's on the 60-day. Brian Mata's on the 15-day. Garrett Whitlock's on the 15-day. Nick Pavetta's on the 15-day. Isaiah Campbell's on the 15-day. I think that's fake. I don't think he's actually hurt. Tyler Heineman's on the 10-day. Tristan Casas is on the 10-day. Vaughn Grissom's on the 10-day. Romy Gonzalez is on the 10-day. So that's what the Red Sox are rocking with. And that doesn't even include Devers, who they didn't put on any list. They just haven't played him. And Tyler O'Neill, who just came back yesterday for the first time.
That's a lot of people in the IL. A lot of people. You said the most injured team in the league, and you said that to me directly. I'm kind of just like, I mean, I've seen a few of them, but now that you read it out loud, that's crazy.
It's we're starting Cooper Criswell again today, our biggest free agent pitcher signing of the offseason. He looked fine the last time he got a start. What did he do? Did he pitch 6 innings in that game? There's no way. No, he's been in 2 games. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say, there's no chance he made it to the 6th in that last start. So we'll see what happens against a very soft-hitting Cleveland team today. I expect pain from Jose Ramirez and maybe one of the brothers, but outside of that, that team, the fact that we can't beat this team is infuriating. It was like pouring yesterday. We pushed Houck 1 inning more than I would have liked to have pushed him. He blanked them through 6. We put him out there for the 7th. I don't think he recorded an out. He got pulled with 2 guys on base, and Cam Boozer came in and was like, let's lose this game. So that was fun. And I understand today, they're looking at today as a bullpen game. To me, if you're going into a game thinking it's a bullpen game, that's a game you've already, you're fine with losing. Win the game, you're already winning. Go all out in that game. I don't really give a fuck who pitches today at all. Like this, I would have been much happier winning that game, losing this one, and then winning or doing whatever in the last game with a normal. Just hang Cooper Criswell out to dry. It's like, oh, you can't get anyone out? That sucks, man. No one's coming in to help. It's you and Chase Anderson today.
Like the Astros did the Hunter Brown that one game?
Yeah, I mean, you have to do it over a course of a long season. You have to do shit like that. You are, and again, you're up. The Red Sox are only up 1-0, so it's not like going to your best bullpen arms was a guarantee that you were going to win the game. And then you go to extras and everything becomes much worse. I get that. If you're up 3-0, maybe it goes differently. I don't know. I didn't love pushing Houck again, already coming off of his longest start of his career, to try and push him 7 in this game felt greedy.
I mean, managers are going to do that. I that's probably my least favorite thing about Aaron Boone is we have 2 dudes who very, very clearly get worse third time through.
Sure.
Like Nestor and Schmidt. And it's like, and the same playbook happens damn near everything. It's like, all right, Clark Schmidt is giving you 5 good innings. Just pull him. Like, why are we doing the third time through the order? Dude's bat like 900 against Schmidt. All right, and we've seen this for 2 years now. This is not new information. And we're gonna try and steal 2 outs. Like, just pull him. I get it. You can't. I get it, man. You're gonna tax your bullpen. Blah blah blah. I get it, but they're going to be taxed any fucking way once he goes out there and he gets nobody out. It's the same shit. You're going to end up having to get the same amount of fucking outs anyway. So just pull him and try and actually win the game.
It's been frustrating. Most of the Red Sox fan base is coming themselves for Garrett Cooper because the Cubs DFA'd him. It's a sad state of affairs. There's no other way to shake it. And Cooper hasn't been bad this year by any means. He'd probably be our 3-hitter. What is he rocking? He got 115 OPS plus. Again, much better than most of the fucking idiots we have. That's the thing. We had multiple guys get picked off first last night. It's just what are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't know, man. I feel like a base running. I've watched multiple guys just against the Yankees alone get picked off trying to steal third, and by picked off, I mean they just go before the pitcher is even in the fucking motion to pitch, and then the next thing you know, the pitcher, oh, you're gonna give me a free out, great, and then they step off, throw it to third, guy's out by 50 feet, and I'm just, and twice I've seen it happen, and both times there was nobody out, and it's like, guys, what do we do? I'm glad you gave us the out. Thank you. I just don't understand where is base running guard in my lovely game? Back in my day, they would never.
It's
What is
brutal.
going on here?
Since you brought up stealing third, no one said when Casas got hurt, to the point where now I think he got hurt when he tried to steal third.
You would think that.
You brought it up and it made me think, like, I don't.
You
Did he.
would think that.
What makes more sense? Him, like, stumbling into third, trying to slide, oversliding the base, getting hurt, or getting hurt swinging a bat?
I don't know enough about rib injuries.
I
But
agree. I don't know
heard,
either.
I've heard people getting hurt swinging bats. I mean, sorry, I've heard people hurting their ribs swinging bats. I've never
Sure.
heard of somebody hurting their ribs oversliding a base. Now, at the same time, is it possible? Sure. And guess what? We will never fucking know if that's how it happened. We will
No.
never know because they will never tell you that shit.
Isn't that. I don't want to bring up more. Like, I'm not doing this intentionally, but isn't that when Jacoby got hurt with the Yankees? He just fucked up his rib slide into second or diving in the outfield.
You know what's great about this question? The fact that you think I actually remember.
Sure.
Is great. But I deleted Jacoby Ellsbury from my memory years ago. He's been gone. Like, I know he played for the Yankees. I'm well aware the contract was
Very
the
barely.
worst thing they've ever done to me. But do I remember when he got hurt or how he got hurt? I don't know. Maybe he got hurt one of the million times he did the whole catcher interference grift. Maybe he got hurt one of them times. I don't remember at all.
So the Sox finish up at Cleveland and they go back home, which is bad news. Fade the Red Sox when they're at Fenway Park this year, until I say otherwise. Honestly, like there have been plenty of seasons in the past. I think 21 was one of those years too, where they were just better on the road than at home. This team doesn't seem like they love being at home. It's only a 10-game sample size, but it was a bad 10 games. They get the Cubs and the Giants at home. That might be a quick 0-6.
Maybe you guys should stop booing your players. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know that we have booed our players.
That was just me being the Yankee fan saying that in an ironic manner.
Yeah, I don't.
We are currently booing, and by we I mean they. Let me make myself clear here.
You've been booing
Aaron Judge every game now, so that's certainly a choice.
I'll say this: you can boo Aaron Judge. He's been there long enough. He signed the lifetime contract. He wears the C. I'm sure Jeter. Actually, I'm not sure Jeter was ever booed. He was never this bad.
Oh, he was. It was. I can tell you exactly when too. It was 04. It was the beginning of the season. He had like a 0 for 35 rut, and it was weird because like they would wildly cheer him when he got to the plate. They would wildly cheer him during every at bat, and then the minute the out was recorded, they would boo. It was the weirdest shit. Like it was the weirdest shit. They would give him standing ovations. Like he comes to the plate, you know, Black Rob is playing on the speakers or whatever the fuck his walk-up music was at that point. Everybody's standing, they're cheering, everybody's standing for every at bat, and then the minute 6-3 ground out, boo! It was something. But yes, he's been booed. I just think booing is largely pointless. I'm not gonna kill. I'm not one of those who's gonna kill somebody for booing. It's just people write think pieces on both sides of the equation. Oh, it's my right to boo, and why are you? It's not that serious. To me, do you think it's gonna help? For the most part,
I think it can. I think it can.
It depends on who it is, though.
Sure, and I think Judge, he would have left for the Giants so fast if he truly hated that environment.
True, right, and that whole because I've heard it thrown around like, oh, what if Juan Soto sees it? First of all, Yankee fans have never, in my lifetime, fallen in love with a player quicker than Juan Soto. In my life, like I've been to 5 or 6 games this year, bro. They're giving this man roll calls in the 7th inning. Like, this is shaboing boing that I've never seen before for Yankee fans, bro. It's elite. Like, they're giving him all the flowers. And granted, it helps that he started off fast. He hasn't really had any walls yet. So that helps. But he might see that. If Juan Soto leaves here because they booed Aaron Judge, that's what it is. I don't think that's what's going to happen here. He going to leave because somebody paid him more money. That's why he's going to leave, man. I don't think players care that much about this more than like as much as fans like to say they do. I will say though, I think players probably care about social media more than we talk about with these conversations because they're always on it and
Right.
it's nothing but toxic to even us. It's toxic to civilians, let alone fucking professional athletes.
Yeah, I wouldn't if I were a professional athlete, I would have my main account that was me, and you'd only see like sponsored posts. I would never post anything. And then I would have like a fake Instagram and a fake Twitter account, and there would be no profile picture. The Instagram would be like the most locked thing you've ever seen. Like you wouldn't be able to access it no matter, I don't care, NASA, nobody's, the CIA, nobody's getting in there. And it would be like the 13 people I grew up with, I'd be friends with on there. You know what I mean? Like that would be it.
Right.
Because there's no other way to do it. Like Kevin Durant was right. He handled it incorrectly, but he was largely right. If he was just tweeting from his other account, which I know that's how he met like his co-host and stuff through being on that other account.
Mm-hmm.
If he was just tweeting about like the stuff he likes, I don't think people would have had as much of a problem with it. The fact that he was defending himself was where it was just like,
Yes, that was
yeah,
weird.
you don't need to, especially since he did that so prolifically from his own account, like the one we knew was
Right.
his.
So why did you need another account? You were already doing this from your own account with your
Right.
name behind it, and people just say, "All right, he's just tweeting. He's just doing what he does." I don't
But
know why he needed the backup.
for peace of mind, I definitely understand not just having the most anonymous account you've ever had and just being like, I just want to get these thoughts out. They don't even relate to my job, like the rest of us.
Bro, you can't even like imagine you Aaron Judge right now. You tweet your thoughts on Future's album, and somebody's like, it's just a list of people. Yo, get a fucking hit. Like, stop this shit. Nobody cares about Future's hits. We care about your hits. Stop.
Right.
Get a hit.
Yeah, it would be maddening. And I get that a much obviously way smaller amount, but like when the Celtics lose, I lose on the same as if I had a jersey and was out there missing shots. Like it's the same, and
And it's
people will
funny
say
because
that's
I assume it's Celtics fans. No, I assume. I know it's Celtics fans, right?
it's
It's a lot of
both.
Celtics fans. It's
It's
both,
definitely
right?
it's Philly fans, Lakers fans. It's about to be Timberwolves fans. So yeah, it's everybody. Heat, the 17 Heat fans that exist. Like it's those people. It's but yeah, it's plenty of Celtics fans. Like I had a jersey and was out there just missing wide open shot after wide open shot.
What were you telling me about the Celtics, Mick? Like, bro,
Eh,
I'm just watching the game in my room, just like you. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? What did I'm not coaching. I'm not handing out the Gatorade. I'm not doing shit, but watching the game just like you.
So yeah, I can't imagine like actually being that massive of a
Right.
person, having that much more exposure, and yet ever being able to say anything without people
Bro,
losing their
I'm very
mind.
convinced that Aaron Judge didn't show up to either one of the two playoff games in the Garden because he's been in a slump. I'm very like nobody's
Oh,
gonna tell
for
me otherwise.
sure.
He for sure didn't show up because he's in a funk because he's always at the fucking games, bro. Always at the playoff games, and he didn't show up now to either of them, the Rangers or the Knicks. Like, yeah,
Well, I mean, that's credit to him. He knows the city he plays in, which is when you play for the Red Sox or Yankees, the most important thing you can do is be very self aware.
for sure,
Because
for
you're
sure.
right. And especially if the Knicks had lost game two, which it looked like they were going to, they would have blamed Aaron Judge. I know I would have.
Of course you would. You blame Aaron Judge for everything. Of course you
I'm typically right. If I blamed him
would.
for like if they had called the foul on Josh Hart and it was because like Aaron Judge like tripped him into into Maxi, that would have been an all time moment. Because I don't hate the Knicks at all. Like people just assume I hate all New York teams. I don't. I hate the Yankees, and that's it. Like I would love to be able to hate the Giants, but that would require us ever beating the Giants in a meaningful scenario. They just own me. There's nothing I
And
can do
also, the
about that.
Giants are in the NFC.
They are. It's for
Like,
sure not the same.
it's not the same. The Giants are in the NFC. You don't see them. If the Giants were in the AFC, probably having a way different conversation.
Yeah, for sure. They'd be like the Ravens or something like that.
Right.
Uh, but like the Nets, I hate just because they talk so much shit when
That's
they talk so. Oh, we got back quicker than the Celtics. No, you didn't, dumbass. No, you fucking didn't.
the
Uh,
Nets fans are really funny, man. They're really all
Idiots.
17 of them really funny because they do the whole like, oh, the Knicks aren't this and the Knicks aren't that, and now they're killing Mikal Bridges because he's friends with everybody on the Knicks. They're killing him like, oh, but why doesn't he take the rivalry seriously, brother? What rivalry? The last time the Knicks and Nets played a meaningful basketball game against each other, I was 17. What are we talking? What are we talking about? Those 04 playoffs and the Nets got them up out of there in 4 games. This is the last time the Knicks and Nets played a meaningful game against each other. Knock it off. What rivalry?
They were in a different state at that point.
Exactly.
But yeah, I still think we can win this series against Cleveland just because we've been really good on the road. Even with the opener today, since we saved all our good fucking bullpen arms. Cubs, Giants, don't love how those shape up. Then we go at Twins, at Atlanta for 2, which I hate. I'm pretty comfortable with those games, to be quite honest with you.
Go Braves. Get them up out of there.
I wonder if that lines up with Sale. It's obviously way too far away. That's fucking May 7th and 8th. It's a while from now. But it would be interesting to watch Sale pitch against this AAA team.
Oh, he's gonna strike out. I'm taking the strikeout props, baby. All of them. All the strikeout props I can get.
I've seen some Red Sox fans already too being like, we shouldn't have traded Sale, and it's like, what makes you think if he was here he wouldn't have gotten hurt already? You know what I mean? Like the Chris Sale.
Besides that, though, the Red Sox pitching staff is one of the best in the sport, results-wise right now. Like, I get, would it have been fun to see Sale with the new regime? I guess maybe, but their results can't really be argued with right now. You want to talk if the Red Sox had let go an offensive player who was good,
sure,
but injury prone, and they were doing the current shit they're doing. All right, at least that makes some fucking sense. The Red Sox pitching staff has been the brightest spot of that team. By far. It's not even close.
And it's more. I was a lose. Like, there was no winning that. If Von Grissom comes up and he rakes, great. You know what I mean? Then that can go to bed quickly. If he's just okay, that's still a huge improvement at second. But I'll understand more people complaining, especially if Sale just keeps cruising. But it was never like the fact that you were able to get anything for him in a year that we agree doesn't matter for this team. I'm very okay with what happened there, like more than okay. I'm also very okay, and I've contacted the man. I've bought him season tickets to sit right behind Aaron Boone and just keep getting Aaron Boone tossed for this guy just yelling at the ump. Like, that was... Aaron Boone couldn't have... He sang like a bird. He was just like, it was him, wasn't me. Like, stand on it. You're already tossed.
That was my favorite part. That was my favorite part. It's like the meme of the dude in the courtroom pointing. That was my favorite part. Aaron couldn't point fast enough to whoever who he thought it was. He couldn't point fast enough, and it was. And the thing that made it funny was like, Aaron, no matter how hard you point or who you point to, this decision wasn't getting overturned. And we pulled that off rip. Like, if I'm him, like, I'm not pointing at nobody. I'm going out there and I'm cussing his ass out because you're ejecting me for some shit somebody else said. I know I'm gonna stay ejected. I could point to whoever the fuck in the crowd and you're still gonna eject me. I'm just gonna go out and get my money's worth. He's better than me because I would have took like 10 minutes. I'd have been around the bases, putting dirt on the base. I'd have been doing the fucking most. Since you want to eject me for nothing, okay, I'm gonna get my money's worth then. But crazy eject. I was watching. I'm like, I mean, once I saw him arguing to start the game, I'm like, oh, this is gonna go left. I thought he was gonna get ejected. I just didn't think it was gonna be 2 minutes after my thought went through my brain. And then lo and behold, he got tossed. And like he was looking at his fucking nails, bro. Like, my man can't even check out his manicure and pedicure. He was just like, and then he's like, well, I didn't say anything, bro. Like, yes, he was right. He didn't say shit. And the umpire after the game talking about, I thought I heard something from the dugout. This, that. Come on, bro. You fucked up. And here's the thing. Obviously, when you don't have any accountability, like the umpire don't, because nobody ever holds them accountable for shit. Those type of people aren't going to come out there and be like, hey, man, my bad. So they can say stupid shit like, oh, he's responsible for the whole dugout. I've never ejected somebody for what a fan did. You just did. Literally today. You just fucking did. Today. I heard it from the end of the bench. No, you didn't. You heard it right from where Boone was standing. That's why you tossed him. It just happened to be somebody behind him who then took off his hoodie as if we didn't see, as if... Millions of people already saw you, sir. We all know who it is. Security wasn't going to come get you anyway. So I don't know.
No.
I don't even know why he did that. Why did he do that? Why were you trying to keep a low profile at that point? We all
I mean,
know who did it, sir.
it could have been warm. Like, that is a possibility. Like, I don't know that he took it off to disguise himself.
It's way funnier to pretend otherwise. You're absolutely
No,
right.
sure.
You're right. Because yesterday it was like 60, 65 degrees.
Yeah.
You're right. It could have legitimately been I was just warm. It's way funnier to pretend, especially when it happened immediately too. It's way funnier to just pretend it was because he was trying to keep a low profile while he was on national TV behind home plate or behind the dugout rather.
That was great. Boone couldn't believe it. So immediately, like, it was this fucking guy, to the point where I think he may be an employee of the Yankees who was like planted there to talk shit on behalf of Boone. They thought they figured out some loophole, and the ump still tossed him because the ump's not wrong. He did think he heard something from the dugout. It just wasn't from anyone who mattered. It was just some guy sitting there solo with those seats too is an insane move. Like, that's an insane place to sit by yourself. But yeah, just an unbelievable series of events that, I mean, Boone, that could only, I've never seen that happen to anyone else, and that could really only happen to Aaron Boone. Like, basically like a bird flew by and the ump was like, Boone, fucking see you later. Like, I can't do it today.
He said, I didn't say anything. He said, I don't care who said it, bro.
Yeah, no, you're out. You were thinking it.
He's like, no, you're out, bro. You're out. Get out. And then
just turning on the home fans. Disgraceful. Just disgraceful act by Aaron Boone.
Turning on the home. What do you mean turning on the home fans?
What, it's got to have your fans back. Did he say something so incendiary that you wouldn't back up what he said? Clearly, this umpire wasn't on shit.
Fair, but he had to make it known he didn't do anything, and he had to point out who did it.
The rest of the fan base knows that, though. Hilarious fashion. Now every Yankee fan's like, oh, if I get the manager ejected, they won't have my back. That's how every Yankee fan thinks right now.
I think you're giving us too much credit. It's too much credit. I don't think that's what's going on at all.
I would love to try and get Aaron Boone ejected. That should be like a new game within the game. Like, someone new sits there, they try and get Boone ejected every game.
It seems like a rather wild way to spend that kind of money, but
sure,
shit, go for it. But yeah, I mean, and granted, to be fair to that dude, it was a Monday afternoon game. So that's probably
right.
That those tickets probably came way cheaper than they usually would
against the A's.
Exactly, bro. You could get into the stadium tonight for $3. Like, I looked at it earlier. I was like, I might as well.
So the A's are up 5-4 in this series, which is something. You get 2 more games against them, and at Milwaukee and at Baltimore. Okay, those are against real teams, at least.
It would be nice if the Yankees could figure out how to hit in more than one inning at a time before they get to the Orioles. That would be really nice. The Brewers offense, I feel like the Brewers offense isn't very good either. Like William Contreras has been on one. Churio is having a typical rookie campaign so far. They don't have much hitting wise. But
well, Yelich just got hurt too, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was having a resurgence, so it sucks that he got hurt. But yeah, man. We got Alex Verdugo, man. We fine.
Yeah.
Listen. Yeah. Oh yeah. They say when the disrespect is loud, the respect has to be louder. Or I don't know if that's not the phrase. Whatever. Yeah. I fucked it up. Anyways, since what, April 8th, the last, I think, like 20, not 20, it's like the last 10 or 15 games, he's hitting .326 with a .436 OBP and a .522 slug, and he has 8 strikeouts and 7 walks and 60 plate appearances. I have to just give the man his respect for now. Do I think the wheels are going to fall off this shit? Yes. They have not yet. He's been one of their better hitters, which says a lot about the quality of the Yankees lineup in a way that isn't good. But
Sure.
he's not one of the problems. He's been actually really good for the last however many games. So I have to give him his respect. He's not whiffing. Like, he's not missing any pitches, basically. He's taking his walks. He's keeping the line moving. He's been productive. He's been what you could reasonably ask for from a stopgap, because that's what he is at this moment. So I got to give him his respect. He's been good. The whole barking and then doing the dog peeing motion at first base is a little far for me, but he's been good. He's been good. I got to give him his respect.
742 OPS, 118 OPS plus on the season. Obviously, like you said, last 2 weeks has been better. Extension time?
See, I try and give a little credit, and I'm trying to be positive about this man. I'm trying to change my own ways and trying to lay off this man. And then you just had to go try and put the batteries in my back like that. That's crazy. Why would you do that?
Like you said, he's stepping up when Judge isn't. Sounds like he's assumed a leadership role within this team. I'm just listening to what you're telling me. It sounds like this guy is ripped the C off Judge's chest.
I gave this man credit for his performance for a 2-week sample, and you're sitting here talking about his leadership and how the guys rally around him and all the shit that I did not fucking say. So
he's a lead by example guy. He's producing. He's getting in the box. He's not swinging and missing. Again, just sounds like something other players in the team could learn from.
That last part isn't wholly incorrect. Got to give you that. It's not wholly incorrect. Now, extension talk. If they give him an extension, me and Brian are gonna have to talk face to face. We're gonna have to have a nice sit down. We're gonna have to speak. We're gonna have to have a nice talk. That won't be in the cards. He will be a free agent, and he will go to his next team and enjoy himself, unless he wants to be a fourth outfitter. I would not be mad at that. If they brought him back as a fourth outfitter, I would not actually be upset at that. But until then,
who's playing over him?
Soto, Aaron
sure,
Judge.
I get those two. Yeah.
Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez.
Dominguez is fair.
That's 4 people.
Dominguez, I'll give you.
Spencer Jones is going to be him. Don't you worry. You'll see.
I just don't agree. Like, I agree that Dominguez is going to be a nightmare. I don't appreciate him at all.
You're going to see. Just you wait.
I mean, what the fuck is Spencer Jones doing this year?
He's doing very, very well. You're going to see. He changed his stance.
This guy doesn't trust what got him here.
He's grounded out less. He's good.
2 home runs. Sick.
How many at bats, Coley?
He's got 2 home runs.
How many at bats, Coley? It's like 10 at bats, bro.
It's 26.
26, exactly. What's your point?
It's not 4. It's not 5.
It's not 4.
It's 2.
Yeah, but it's 2. 2 and
3 extra base hits. Fine. 3 extra base hits. Whoop-de-doo. Congrats.
The hater hat is on.
I'm supposed to fucking... this guy, he's fucking old for the division he's playing in. Like, congrats, dude. He should be in AAA if he was that nice.
Development is not linear. Not everybody's development is linear. Yes, he's old for the league, blah, blah, blah. He's also making noted improvements. We'll see what happens.
I'd hope so. He's playing against children. This is basically... who was my guy who the Bronx had playing against 12-year-olds in the Little League World Series? Why am I blanking on his name?
Danny Almonte. Man.
Yeah, you guys got Danny Almonte in Double-A, and I'm supposed to be like, oh, he's coming.
Yo, Danny Almonte is a wild reference.
It's the same thing.
It's really not.
You've got a grown man beating up on children. How is it not the same thing?
You got a grown man beating up on people 2 years younger than him.
That was the exact same thing as Danny Almonte.
Fair, but we're talking about professionals versus kids. It's a little bit different. A little bit. They're all professionals, or developing professionals, I guess is the better way to put that. They're professionals. You're gonna learn about Spencer Jones one day. Don't, and I'll be here to make sure that you give him his proper respect when that day
He
comes.
he wasn't even hitting home runs in college. How does that even make sense?
I don't care what he did in college. That's not my problem.
I do, because now it's like, what did they give him to make him start hitting home runs? You got to start connecting the
Oh,
dots.
oh,
You got to start asking
oh
these
God!
questions.
This is what we're doing now.
I'm just asking questions. Is all I'm doing.
They changed his swing. That's what they did.
I trust Vanderbilt's development more than the Yankees, to be quite honest with you.
I can't argue that. I don't know what the fuck Vanderbilt does or does not do. So
they churn out pros, is what they do.
They do. Okay, I've never the last Vanderbilt person that I know of that became a somewhat decent professional was Jay Cutler. So I don't know.
No, Vandy's baseball program. That's really all they have.
Oh, that's what they have. Okay.
Outside of when Stackhouse was running the basketball team, but I don't even think he's there anymore. Yeah, this fucking guy Dominguez with his 980 OPS last year, and he only played 8 games. It felt like so much more, but that was enough. I don't need to see that anymore.
He's gonna come back and he's gonna cook.
Yeah, he's a problem. It makes me wonder why he's not playing when he's got the same injury as Ohtani, and Ohtani's just... You gotta be fucking kidding me. Brian Bayo to the IL. I'm enough.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not.
That's absurd. That's absurd. But on a brighter note, Clay Holmes is one of 2 pitchers in baseball who has thrown 12 or more scoreless innings this year. The other one is Shane Bieber. Rest in peace, my guy. But give Clay Holmes his proper respects. The bullpen is kind of worrisome. Is probably strong for me because I just have irrational confidence the Yankees are going to find people from the local bodegas or wherever else and make them into really good pitchers. The Yankees bullpen is last in the league in strikeout rate. That's concerning. So hopefully they get reinforcements or the guys on the team start striking people out. I don't see how that's going to happen, but like Scott Frost on the IL, I think he's coming back. Tommy Kahnle's on the IL, he's coming back. And, obviously the trade deadline exists. Hopefully they get some reinforcements on that side of the ball, because not striking out guys is one thing when you're like Clay Holmes and you're just a weak contact specialist. Understood. The rest of them dudes are not Clay Holmes. So, like, the regression to the mean, if things keep going the way it's going, is going to hit hard. But their ERA at the moment is like 3.1. It's like 4th in the league or something like that. So they're doing their job for the moment. We'll see how that continues, how that progresses forward.
Alex Cora says they believe Brian Bayo will be back after the 15 days. They are being cautious. I'll believe it.
What is he on IL with?
Says right lat tightness. Anytime there's tightness, it just feels like something that keeps going. So I'm never gonna watch him.
Devers is playing today.
Great. Can't wait.
It just looks like such a beaten man.
It's like there's the only reason to watch this team was a handful of players, and they're all dead. All of them are dead.
That's not funny, but you just look so deflated. I don't like seeing you like this, man.
I was wondering why I saw people talking about Jordan Walker today. The Cardinals optioned him back to AAA. Just fucking trade for him. Just trade for him. I don't care where he plays.
No, legit. Legit. Not Boston. I don't want that at all. But just in general, like, teams across Major League Baseball should be calling them like, hey, man, look. Yeah, I want to sample your player. You're using him wrong. Please. Like, stop. Stop doing whatever it is that you're doing. Just send him here that we can fix him, because something is going awry there. And the thing is, with the Cardinals and their recent history of trading guys who ended up going crazy elsewhere, they don't deserve any benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, and we know Craig's already got, although now it's Heim running the show over there, so maybe he won't trade Jordan Walker to us, but yeah, just get him out of there. They don't know what they're doing.
Please.
He can come here and be on the injured list with all of the rest of our good players. We'll be back next week. I can't wait to see what number they'll let me wear when I start at shortstop for this team in a month, because they're out of bodies.
Peace.